Hello and welcome back to the channel where we are building a video game from scratch using Love2d and Lua. We're building our Tashio Tempo top-down action-adventure game filled with magic and music, and we are about done with the demo. We just got our saving and loading for our inventory system. We have a whole dungeon and 3 different key items unlocked and equipable and savable. And we have a win state and a win condition, and the saving and loading is working for all that. So what we have left it in the game for the demo is we need to add the inn to one of these buildings, because right now the inn is over here. This is going to be Gecko Road, so we're going to put our gecko enemies here. This is all just like placeholder art until we get the final. That's one of the last things we got to do for the demo. So here in the inn, you can talk to the guy. He'll cost you, it's not gems, it's coins, but you can rest and heal up here. And then the idea is this guy needs to be up here on Main Street, and I think he's actually not gonna let you rest until you've cleansed the water. So he'll say something about how magic users aren't welcome in his inn, sort of deal. And that's where we can come down here. So we're gonna add a little fishing boat here, like a little. I'm thinking maybe not even a boat. Maybe it's just a dude with a fishing rod here. And you can talk to him, and he'll say you can use my cabin if you want to rest up. Just leave some money on the counter or something, so that when we walk in here, it won't be this inn. It'll be the fisherman's hut where we add some fisherman stuff, and we can rest in his bed and pay him because he doesn't really care. But I want to set the scene in the village where a lot of the NPCs are not so warm towards the mages, because they're partly the reason why all of the corruption is there in the first place, which affects the villagers. So I think once we cleanse the water, we can give him a new dialogue in the inn and allow you to rest in the inn. But for the demo, only the fisherman's going to be able to have a restable bed. So we need to swap this room for the fisherman's cabin, and then we need to put the inn back up here on Main Street, which is over here. What's up, RZ? How's it going? So right now we don't have any walkable warp zones in here. And this is still, this is template placeholder art. So we're close to done with the demo. It's just that this is like the bones layout of it, and then we'll just pretty it up. So we do have a dark temple over here. So I think for today, we're still working on. Well, let's see. We got the saving loading working. I think what we might need to do. Let's see. We could remodel the fisherman's hut to go to the real fisherman's hut. We'd have to design it out, add a bed, restable bed in there. We could work on the fisherman. We could test our opening cinematic, because right now the mage wall wasn't working. On the opening cinematic, I think it works over here once we've loaded the game. Did we crash, dude? This is just awful, man. I don't know what to do with the stream. That's just so frustrating, man. Are we even connected? Dude, it's just been like this for the, like, this is why I haven't been streaming, is that it's always like this. Like, I don't know what to do. Dude, it's so bad. I pay them, I think I'm one tier short of paying them the most amount of money I possibly can. It's like over $100 a month, and they still can't give me internet I pay for. And then they just upped how much they charge me too, without telling me. God damn. I don't know what to do. I gotta reach out and tell them that they suck. Yeah, I mean, we're freaking hardwired in. We can't even stream at 5,000 kilobits. It's so annoying, man. I mean, just going Wi-Fi will be worse than Ethernet wired, right? Like, because I'm thinking, like, maybe my Ethernet cord is broken. But no, I think it's just Xfinity. Oh, God. Okay, well, okay, so the mage wall's working here. We're gonna pretend it's okay. We're gonna pretend like we're never gonna crash again. Got the mage wall working where we can't walk through it, but it is not turning on properly for the... Oh, and you know what? One thing we need to add to the saves is the memory of the... Oh my god, dude. We freaking crashed again. I'm done. I'm just going local, man. Alright, well, no stream tonight, I guess. We need to save the we need to save the status of the treasure chests if they're open or closed, because once we play the very beginning, we open our loot. What is rendering there? What is the red there? I don't know what that is. We basically need to not open that. Once it's opened, you can only open it once, so then it just becomes opened, you know? So... Okay, well... So yeah, I guess we could work on saving the status of the treasure chests. It's just that in the development process, we need to be able to like test opening it and make sure that it works. So we might, there's so much stuff that makes it so tough for the development process. Because as soon as we... Wow. Just still crashing, man. I don't know what to do. I gotta just mail Xfinity, say, dude, we keep crashing. I'm gonna just message. It's so annoying, man. I'd like it's harder to stream when everything is just busted. Okay. I guess at the very least, we can add the fisherman's hut to the fisherman's hut. You know what I mean? The warp zone. And then, how is there an ad if we're not even streaming, dude? That bugs the crap out of me, dude. Xfinity's like, well, have you tried restarting your computer? Whatever, dude. Whatever. That's so annoying. Okay, I say we just add the fisherman's hut, and then we'll basically add the proper warp zones to all 3 huts. So the fisherman's hut is going to go one place. Wow, we even need a place here. You know, I think the inn is going to be right here. I think we add the inn right here. This is kind of like Main Street, where it's like, this is like village people's houses. And then this is the refinery, so... Dude, you know what? Our freaking, our furnace animation isn't working. Yeah, our furnace animation isn't working. It normally flickers. When did that turn off? All right. Let's see. We're updating the furnace, man. See, we do keep crapping out, dude. So annoying. Since when did the furnace animation break, dude? Okay. I don't know where the furnace broke, dude. Furnace anim starter 961. Okay. Okay, in the map declarations, if the thing that is in the tile set for, yeah, the tile ID, and this is for what level? The above ground map. Furnace. All right, I guess let's just print up the furnace.frame and see if we're getting the right frame. And we'll do that. We'll just do that in the main. We can't do it in the place state. We could put it in the refinery state. Dude. Okay, we will put a 5-2 spawn so we can test this easier. Yo, we're getting the furnace frames. We're getting the furnace frames. So 5-2 is where we need to spawn to test this. Okay, we've got the furnace frames. So what's happening is we just are not inserting... Dude, oh my god. It's because we freaking loaded. Okay, so we'll go to the main... yeah. Yep. Main. Yeah, we'll just go to the play state. The development is getting so much harder with the saving and loading and the overriding and the everything, dude. Like, it's gnarly. Okay, so there. Furnace. See? What the hell? Our furnace is back. Our furnace is back. Our furnace is working here, but it is not working if we load the game. So let's try if we die. See, because look, our water's purple. Let's just try to die real quick, and we will see. Alright, we just continued a game which loaded from our save. That's why we have our stuff on. So now, if we go into the refinery, I bet our furnace is broke. Yes, it is. What the flip, dude? Okay, so why is it that our furnace breaks upon a load and not upon a change? Alright, so we have a dot animatables, and we're basically inserting functions of an insert anim. Okay. This is in the base. Yeah, this is in the ground level layer. I mean, our animatables are working because we can see the uncorrupted water rendering, but it's not rendering the animatables in the refinery state. When do we do this animatable cycle? I'm in so deep, dude. I mean, we're running the animatables update in the refinery state, right? Yes. Yes. Okay, when we do an insert animation, that is updating the constants. It's also... See, and this is weird. We shouldn't have to do this on the update. Actually, yeah, we do have to do this in the update. This is the function call, not the insertion of the function. This is pure insanity, man. What is different? The animatable's working. We're updating the right furnace frame. But one unique thing is that the font is different when we just change into a play state versus when we load. Yeah, this is all the running of the methods that was stored in the animatables. So what do we actually store in the animatables? Because what we're printing is the furnace, but what we need to do is be running the animatables. So maybe the .animatables of our own map row, map column is, you know, maybe it's just not working. We know it's working. We see the corrupted water when we load, but it's not working. I don't know what to do, man. The animatables, it's got to be this. I mean, the thing that does the animation is right here, the invoking of the .animatables function that gets stored in there. So either the function's not in there or we're not actually running it. So we could just run a counter on how many times this thing is updated, but we're also only updating these constants here in the insert animation. So since this is updating, I would assume that this is running. But whether or not this is empty is another issue. I kind of want to just try to print and inspect of this self map row. Try to just do this. So this is see, we don't see it. We don't see it. If we load, okay, that was a load. So let's see. No furnace. See, what's so weird is we know we're running animatables. We can see the animations. It's just that for whatever reason, the refinery doesn't have it. We couldn't just say insert animation, render. When we added this, where did we do it, dude? We could add this. What we can do is we can just say that this is gonna just print to the console whatever the animatables are, and we can just maybe see there. So it knows there's animatables. It knows there's animatables. So let's try to just die real quick and see. So if there's no animatables, it looks like that, 0. There's no animatables. Okay, so when we load or when we save, we're not reloading our animatables somehow. When we load, I mean, we save it for anything other than a refinery state. So what the heck is the difference? Because the dot animatables. So when we add to the dot animatables, we do that. Is it upon an init? Is it upon a what? Because we want to basically, I think in the map declarations we do it here, right? It's almost like we need to rerun this animatables. Why would it change? Why would it change? Why would it take out our animatables from the refinery. That just doesn't make any sense to me. We shouldn't be changing the dot animatables. So like, unless we do something where we flush the dot animatables, let's see if we touch the dot animatables in our save data utility. Well, when we load, right? When we load, we are saying, by the way, we're going to make an insert animation. The current animatables. I'm going to just take this out and see what happens. So this is just on a load. So we have the animatables working fine. Let's just try to get murdered in the dark dungeon. Okay, so see how we don't have the flowers blooming there, but when we walk, we do have them blooming. Same with that. Let's see if it's fixed now. No. What the fuck, dude? Okay. I get this. I mean, this makes sense to me why this would fix the flowers animating. I just do not get why the animatables for the refinery get flushed upon a death. It should not change the animatable table based on us dying. We don't flush that other than in the map declarations. So it's like, when and why is that getting flushed? So let's see if we can get any more useful information than just the function whatever. You know, we're gonna say, let's just say we're gonna, as we loop through the animatables, because I mean it is a function. That's what's in the animatables is an actual function. So once we insert into the dot animatables in the map declarations, the function is an insert anim. So if we go into this insert anim, see how this function that we're inserting doesn't have any info. It doesn't have any info we can use to kind of whatever. So I guess what we could do is just say, instead of inspecting what is in the function, let's just print how many functions are in there, and we'll say like, we'll say that it is however many functions are in the animatables, and we'll concatenate to a string that says that this is how many animatables, you know, animatables. Okay. And we don't want to put this, and actually I guess it's fine to do it here. So it basically, anytime there's an animatable, we're just going to print to the console, there's this many animatables. So it should just be able to just say, you know, there's 10 animatables in this scene, 4 animatables. And that looks right. And here we should have 1. And we do have 1. It's just that when we load, we just don't have the function in there. So I guess we could, I mean, we can do a sloppy fix where we just say, okay, by the way, let's make sure the animatable gets put in that scene there. But yeah, I won't say anything. It's not that there's 10, it's just that it won't do anything. So, dude, what is going on? What is flushing the animatable's function for only the refinery? Like, what is doing that? Because whether or not we run it doesn't really matter. It's just that the table itself is getting flushed when we load. So what is happening in the save data that we're screwing that up? That's all we're doing is just in the load. So why is this getting flushed? Why is it getting flushed, man? Because it's like, it doesn't matter if we do this. It's only broken on a load. Is that what it is? I mean, it's only broken on the load. Okay. I guess we could see what happens when we do we could be doing something else here. Oh, look at in the play state. We do touch the animatables here. So we load the player data. This is in the play state. If when we change to the play state, if we need loading, we're gonna load. Then we do this thing called reinit animatable. So let me just see. We turn this off. Because it's like we're only screwing, you know, all we're doing is, actually, this doesn't make any sense that we would do it like this. Let's just take this out and see if that changes anything. It looks like we have the furnace working. Let's see if we can load. Need to add load back to pressing L instead of doing all this. Okay, so see how our flowers are not flickering, but as soon as we move, they are. So let's see if our furnace is flickering. What the heck, dude? What the heck? Why? Alright, so that's not working. And then we do this thing that, like, it makes sense that wouldn't work, because it doesn't make any sense why that would work. Because this is what we should do. We pull from an insert animation. We take in the scene we're trying to insert it, pull it into the animatables variable, and that's what we store in the current state machine's animatables. That makes sense to store there. But when we do this, where is it, dude? Yeah. So we just had it backwards. Yeah, we have to insert the animation, then store that in there. So let's try that. I mean, that won't fix the freaking furnace. But at least, you know, we've got them flashing. The furnace works until we die. Yeah, man, we keep just breaking Twitch here. See how the flowers are not moving until we do this? So jacked up, dude. And the furnace is not going to work, I guarantee it. Okay. This is awful. I don't know why this is so awful. It's broken. It's really broken. I have no idea why the animatables are getting cleared from the refinery when we die and load. No idea why. Because it's like, this is the play state. So it's like, yeah, we're pulling into the animatables. We're pulling from the scene views current map.row.call. Insert animation. Yeah, this might be map row map call. I don't know. At least get us our flowers back. But it doesn't make any sense to me at all why it's only screwed up in the refinery. So it's terrible. And I don't know how to fix it. We will see. I want to add load back to the L press. Still broken there. Bro, I'm not gonna figure it out tonight. For some reason, the dot animatables is just screwed up on a load. No idea why. No idea why. I don't even know. I mean, we probably shouldn't even commit, right? Okay, L will now load, so let's just see. Reload. I didn't see if it fixed our flowers. Yeah, our flowers do work right from a load, so that's good. No furnace action. What the fuck? Like, I feel like I can fix it. Like, I feel like I can say, hey, whenever you load, just go to the refinery and make sure you put in the function of the insert anim for the freaking furnace. But I don't want to do that because if we do another animatable, whatever is happening that we're flushing this animatable table shouldn't be happening. So I don't want to move forward with a little band-aid fix like that. I want to figure out why it's deleting our animatables upon a load or upon a whatever. So yeah, that's what I want to do. So will figure it out. It won't be tonight, but we will figure it out. We'll get the loading back for the furnace, and then we'll continue on to finish the demo. So it's going to be close. I mean, a day like this, you know, didn't help the morale, but it's okay. We'll do it. Stay tuned. We'll have the game demo done in a couple weeks, so should be fun.